already. This is going to be exciting.
And the guy coverage starts up to go. Green flag is out and we're underway.
Just a few laps into this. Oh, the 37's getting loose. Oh, and he saves it. Oh, they're going 3 wide.
We've got a 5-way fight for the win of this race coming to 4 laps to go. He's gonna win it here in spectacular fashion.
A quarter of the way into the season, and we're not slowing down as week 3 of the Goat Locker Racing summer season closes out here in the Sunday Truck Series. Sunday Truck Series is brought to you by Invets, building strong futures for Indiana veterans. By Lincoln Tech, put your potential to work. And by Save 22, struggling? Let's talk. For everybody at V-Speed, my name is Jacob Blanky. I'm here in the booth with the weatherman, Ken Huber, and Timothy Jones on production.
Oh man, glad to be here at Loudon, New Hampshire tonight with you, Jacob and Tim. We're going to go over the schedule, the 8-week summer series that we have in the Invets Truck Series. We started at Old Daytona, and then we went to Legacy Phoenix. We had 2 separate winners there, and we also got a points lead at the end of this one. But right now we're at Loudon, New Hampshire. We're back to flat tracking.
We got a week break at the halfway point, but we got to get through this one first. This week we're here at what's known as the Magic Mile, situated just north of Loudon here in the Granite State, with 1.058 miles per lap around this traditional oval, progressive banking from 2 to 7 degrees, and 5 marked lanes of travel in all 4 turns. Consistency is going to be the key to make it here to the finish tonight.
Absolutely, this is a fun track. I love flat tracking, and guess what, Jacob? We're not at Milwaukee, so that'll be new.
Oh, that was a wonderful discovery to make when I came in here tonight. I'm like, oh, I thought I had Milwaukee.
Yeah. No, this is an awesome track. Very, very, very flat. That variable degree of banking is a lot of fun here. Anyway, let's go over the race facts. We got 100 laps tonight, so that's going to be a longer race than what we've seen all season. Pit road speed, 45 miles an hour. These guys are going to have 4 sets of tires, starting with the ones that are on the truck. So 3 after they start the race, 2 green-white checker attempts, 65% fuel, and everybody's going to be racing the same setup. So, yeah, this is going to be a fun race. It's a hot one here at Loudon tonight. What do you expect to see tonight?
I'm expecting to see a little bit of what we saw at Phoenix. It's the same track length. We're going to have a lot of people trying to make a lot of moves. We got a bit of a wider surface in the corners, so it leaves a lot more options for experimenting and figuring out which line is going to work best for you into the corner.
Absolutely. I've got quite a bit of experience here, and you tend to want to run the middle groove and try to find those lines in the asphalt there to help get the truck to turn. It's going to be interesting. The entry to the turns and getting a run off the exit is going to be critical for these guys making passes, because you're going to be making it 2 or 3 lanes up the track. So you kind of need to pinch that guy on the outside, get a good run off the bottom without spinning the tires, and you also got to manage that tire wear as you go through this.
Yep, and you also need to be courteous when you're making those moves, because one wrong push, one a little overzealous move into the corner, you can very likely take out the front and or rear of the opponent you're trying to get to.
Absolutely. So at the top there, Jacob, I mentioned that we have a tie for the points lead after just 2 races, but we got a couple of strong guys running up front.
Yep, I am not surprised in the slightest who is tied for the points lead. We got Joseph McWhorter and Mark Whitley up at the top, 2 winners that we've had here in the series so far, and everybody else isn't that far behind as we're taking a look at Mark Whitley through his qualifying lap.
Yeah, we'll see how these guys do. Right now, Mark Whitley is currently sitting in that number 1 spot with, looks like, I hope it's not practice time. I think that's a 30.6 at the moment. We'll see what this final lap brings in.
Yep, and he's getting all the way down onto the apron through 3 and 4. That's 1 and 2. Sorry, they look the same to me. It's a Magic Mile mirage.
And they are very similar. So yeah, he's qualified already. He's out there just running some practice laps now at this point, I believe. So, but he is currently at the top of the leaderboard with that 30.6. So we have about, looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 trucks that have yet to qualify. So we'll see if he gets knocked off, if he can hold on to that pole.
Yep, with 2 minutes to go, it's worth a shot at the very least to go out and set your time, because every spot is one spot that you don't have to make the move to pass, don't have to risk anything to try and get ahead with, and all you got to focus on is running your line and making sure the guy behind you doesn't try anything silly.
Yeah, we got the number 9 truck of Barrett Morton on the track right now. And you can see how he's running that middle line as he's coming out of turn 4. Oh, he gets loose. This is exactly what I was talking about. Back on the pit lane. He might be practicing his pit entry here during this, because I think he's already put down a qualifying lap. Yes, he has.
He is sitting P3 at the moment. Is that progressive banking that affected him just then? Like,
yeah,
you've got a certain amount of banking on one part of the track, but then you like slide up, get tight, go up into it, and then it just knocks you loose.
Yeah, and the same thing when you come down. When you come down the track, it kind of unwedges the car, and then the truck will get a loose on the exit of the corners. But like I said, I think he was practicing. We still got the 3 and the 83 on the track. Seeing if they got their lap times in yet. The 3, Brian Faulkner, is out on the track trying to get a qualifying lap in. We'll see. We'll see if we get it covered. Here he is.
Yep.
In that 3 truck.
Brian Frauheiger is one of our many SimRig recipients, just working to improve their racing skills here in the Goat Locker Racing series that we have put on for summer and spring. And the 83 of Daniel Craigkeel is the series director for this series, and it is very good to see him out on track as well.
Well, it looks like Brian out there was having an argument with the wall. It looks like he's going to do it again. Maybe he's practicing that for that last lap pass, using that wall to get around. As we see him get his final lap in there. So he's going to qualify. He's the last truck that put in a qualifying time, as we just wrapped up qualifying here, and he gets that 20th spot with a 24 truck field.
Yep, and we are going to get right to our starting lineup, and lo and behold, who else? Mark Whitley in the 74 Silverado gets your Jam Printing and Promotions Pole Award. He takes the top spot over his teammate Joseph McWhorter in P2. Row 2 is going to be Barrett Morton in the number 9 Silverado, with Eldon Stewart in the first Tundra in the field, the number 1 and 4th spot. Andy Kurtz in the 48, with Jacob Ellingson to his outside, knocks out row 3. Jeremiah Holt in the 73 Silverado, with Tyler Justice in the 33 to his outside, is row 4. And rounding out your top 10, the 69 Waffle House machine of Logan Threlkeld, and the 80 Flag City Ford F-150 for Kevin Price.
Starting in 11th, we got Steph Davis in that 6 truck, and on his outside, we'll have Michael Jones. Starting in 13th, lucky number 13th, Brandon Wallace in that 99 truck. I picked him earlier this season for a win. Didn't quite get there. Maybe tonight will be his night. On his outside will be Charles Albert. In the 15th starting position, we have Jamie Lipke in the 16 truck. On his outside in that Ford F-150 is Kyle Deering. And in 17th, we got Daniel Parks in the 71 truck. And then on his outside will be Cedarius Davis. You're going to have to help me with that name, I think.
I don't think I can help you with that one.
Yeah. And in the 19th spot will be Daniel Crackle, and then in 20th, I screwed up this name before too, Brian Frauheiger. Frahagner. I'll keep saying
Just
it. I'll
call
get
him
it
Frog.
right. Yeah. And our last four, Craig Bontrager in the 21st spot. On his outside will be Corian Smith. And in 23rd will be Noah Hogard. And on his outside in the last qualifying spot will be Brock Price. And here we go. So they have been released. They're starting to roll, I believe, right now.
It's interesting. It's interesting to see Craig Bontrager back there having not taken a time. I wonder if he's wanting to wait out any potential issues that might come from this initial start or getting towards the beginning of this one.
It's a possibility. Boy, with Loudon, though, I really like track position. If I had my choice, I'm going to take track position. This is one of those tracks where it can be really hard coming through the field unless you really know the line. So we'll see. We'll see how these guys do. Our top two in points are obviously the top two. They're getting the tires warmed up, probably trying to size each other up. We got Barrett Morton probably hoping back there that maybe these guys will battle a little too hard, and he can sneak away with getting up to that front spot.
Yep, and we are just 2 corners away from getting this one going here in Loudon. I am super excited to get the rest of the season going. Like it's been a blast so far, and I can only imagine how much better it's gonna get. Pace truck pulls off into the pit lane, and we are rolling. Green flag in New Hampshire.
And away they go. We can see that 74 truck, both those guys, Whitley and Price, side by side, down on the apron with that 74 truck. Oh, and just gets into the 72, spins around, caution right away.
Nose to nose, the 72 ended up getting hit by what looked like Eldon Stewart there, the 74 pushing up into the corner. Oh, that's a teammate. Like, I don't.
What do you say when you go back to the garage? Well, how do you speak to each other? We're going to look at the replay here and see exactly what happened here. But yeah, what do you say to each other after an incident like that?
Well, we've got a fast repair that might take a little bit of the sting out of it, but it doesn't give McWhorter any less work to do going into this one. We just see the 74 go all the way down to the apron, come up to the mid of the bottom line there, and McWhorter's there already. Oh.
Yeah, and Eldon Stewart paid a price for that one. Yeah, it was interesting. It was strange that he went all the way down to the apron like that. I kind of wasn't expecting that. I think maybe they had a team plan or something like that. It just didn't work up and drifted up the track.
Well, I can only imagine what words Joseph McWhorter has got for his teammate right now. They're in comms by themselves, and I don't know if they're going over race comms, but it is probably something along the lines of, I'm going to get back up there, and you better hope that I don't have the inside line on you.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. We'll see how he's going to have to make his way back up there. So we're talking about track position at the start of the race, and we'll see what McWhorter can do. We see him going on to pit lane right now, it looks like, and I don't know if he's going to take that quick repair just yet. That truck doesn't look too damaged, but that 72 truck is going on pit lane.
Yep, and I'm not seeing too much in the way of damage on Eldon Stewart either. Maybe a little bit on the right front of that machine. But yeah, McWhorter's sitting there. It looks like he's getting just topped off on fuel, getting a reset, trying to get his head back in the game after that poor start.
Yeah, I think that's exactly it. I think he's just getting the damage repaired manually as much as he can. I imagine the lights are going to go out on the pace truck right now, so we're down to 1 to go, and we'll get a green flag started again. Now, Mark Whitley isn't going to have to worry about McWhorter, so he's got Brock Price on his outside, Kevin Price on the inside in that 80 truck, and then Daniel Krekel in the 17 truck, and then Eldon Stewart wraps out your top 5.
Yep, he's got Eldon Stewart to his outside. I don't think he's going to have any qualms about making that same move on another truck, including it being a different manufacturer, not a teammate this time. But with Ellingson and Morton sitting in the wings, I don't think he's going to want to make any mistakes like that anytime soon.
Yeah, well, we'll see if his teammate dives down to the apron going into 1. That is a tricky corner. I mentioned that at the top, that getting into these corners is where you can make these positions up and you can pin that guy to the outside. But we'll see what happens here as the pace truck dives off.
All right, re-rack them, restack them. Mark Whitley is leading the pack to the line as we are back green in Loudon. Not a good start for Eldon Stewart.
Yeah, that 74 truck just got away in a hurry, and we are under caution. It looks like the 7 truck is sideways on the track. So something happened there.
Yep, that'll be the 7 of Charles Abert getting sideways. It looked like there might have been a stack up on the restart.
Well, we've got, I don't think we've got a full lap in so far, Jacob. And I'd mentioned that prior to the broadcast that I thought we were going to have a clean race. But so far we've had a little bit of bad luck at the start of this thing.
Yep, just a little bit. But I think we're going to shake it out here sooner than later, and everything's going to come home just as, if not more spectacularly than we had at Phoenix last week.
You know, it's been my experience that when you get these early cautions like this, like 2 in a row, that all of a sudden these guys kind of wake up and realize that this is going to be a very long race if we don't clean it up. And I think we're about to see some long green flag runs.
Yep, just got to knock that rust off from the previous week, lock your mental in, just make sure that you are focusing on the truck in front of you, what you have to do, hit your own marks, and just be courteous and cognizant of the trucks around you at this time.
Yep. Let me just check on Mr. Abert, you said?
Yep,
Abert? I've been calling him Albert. I've been putting an L in his name. But yeah, he's headed to pit road along with a couple other trucks, 72 back on pit road. So he's getting more damage repaired, I imagine. 10 is also on pit road.
Yep, that's the 10 of Corinne Smith. The 72 looked like they had some nose damage there. I'm not sure if Corinne ended up getting involved in that stack up there, but for sure, I'd imagine the 72 did, because he's got more nose damage than he did on the previous start.
Oh, I see it now. Yep, absolutely. So he's having this is where I was talking about track position. That's why I think track position is so important here. You get in the back, there's just nowhere to go. It's not quite as bad as Dover, but well, Dover is self-cleaning, but this can be kind of messy in the back.
Yep, it's that stack. Everybody fans out once you get to the exit of turn 2, trying to pick their lane for entry into the next corner. You got the people up in front that are trying to make their move to the inside or outside of somebody in front of them. Then they check up, then the guy behind you checks up, then everybody just ends up getting sandwiched in the middle, and it's no good for anybody.
Well, the lights are out atop the pace truck, so we're re-racking, restacking. So Mark Whitley is going to continue to lead this thing to the green flag. Eldon Stewart on his outside in that number 1 truck. We got Barrett Morton in 3rd, Jacob Ellingson in 4th, and Jeremiah Holt will round out your top 5.
Yep, we're going to be green flag on lap 9 this time. Mark Whitley is likely going to have a monster start because he is the truck that is that we're working the signal off of. Once he gets into that zone, I think he's just going to want to go because it's worked out spectacularly for him to this point.
Yeah, we'll see. Pace truck's about to dip off onto pit lane. Oh no, I guess we're 1 more to green.
Yep, I don't think that we are entirely lined up right, or there might have been somebody lagging behind a little bit, that it was going to cause a hazard to the drivers that were already stacked up, and we're going to keep it one more lap under yellow to try and get it put back together.
So we got a fan of Logan Thruckeld in the chat. So Heather is saying go Logan. So he is currently back there in. Oh, he's back there a ways. So I have to look this up. Where is Logan?
He's in the 7th spot.
Oh, he's in the 7th spot. He's not quite as far back as I thought. So he's got a chance.
Yep, that Waffle House machine has been a solid contender both races to this point, along with that 74 and the 72. So I think he's going to keep himself up front as long as he can.
All right, we should be getting the green flag now. I don't see the lights on the pace truck, so I'll let you take him to green here, Jacob.
Yes, sir. Pace truck gets ready to peel back off and to turn into the pit lane, and we are once again back green at Loudon. Another monster jump from Mark Whitley.
Yeah, he's good at getting away right away, and that's what he needs to do. You got Eldon Stewart there on the outside of the 9 truck of Barrett Morton. Barrett Morton getting underneath, and it looks like he might have this pass complete. Not quite. There's a run on the outside. You can see Eldon getting a run on the outside, but I think that 9 truck might have the advantage if you can hold him up high.
Yep, Stewart stacked up and back to 27 to Jake Ellingson back down. He's fighting for 5th with the 73 machine of Jeremiah Holt right now.
Yeah, it's an awesome battle up front. Now they get that battle sorted out. Eldon Stewart wins that one. Everybody kind of getting single file just behind them.
Yep, we're side by side all the way back to the 9th spot with Davis and Jones fighting 06 and 02, fighting for 9th behind the 33 of Tyler Justice.
Yeah, and it looks like they... Oh, we got somebody sideways just in front of them. That was close.
That was almost a massive, massive wreck there.
And we got the 9 truck of Barrett Morton being currently passed by... Well, was getting passed. Didn't quite make it, so... Looks like that's the 27 truck of Jacob Ellingson gets around that 9 truck.
Ellingson gets around. It's a matter of choosing your line into these corners right now, because you can take a half lane, you can take a full lane. Every lane you go up, you carry more momentum, but you're not getting enough entry that you need to maintain the speed to rotate around the bottom.
I think these guys are trying to get as much as they can while the tires are fresh, because once these tires start wearing thin, they're going to go to a single file situation here, so they're getting what they can with it. We got a nice battle on the track brewing here back here with 48.
Yep, start leapfrogging as much as you can just in case that caution comes out again, as we see Andy Kurtz fighting for position with the 73 at Jeremiah Holt.
These guys going side by side down the backstretch, looking for that advantage. The 73 taking a high deep in, but the 48's got that inside advantage. See if he can hold it and make it stick down there. But that outside lane, that 73 truck keeping that position.
Holt taking lane 3, Kurtz taking lane 1, and Threlkel trying to get a position on the 48 this time.
Yeah, that opened that position up. That 48 truck got slowed down. I don't think that inside lane is where you want to be right now. Oh, Threlkel sideways. Oh, almost nice save.
Monster save from the 69. Gives up the position to the 48. Okay, you can have that.
So we're going green flag so far, so I'm really happy about that. So, yeah, nice job there.
We have strung ourselves out here when we're coming to lap 15 right now. Craig Bontrager working his way up into the field. He is up 10 positions from his starting spot right now. He's in 13th.
Yeah, this is a nice battles all over the track. And most of these guys have gotten single filed out. They're getting a little loose off the exit there. You can see that Miller truck. I believe that's a Miller light truck. Gets a little sideways up there. Checking back in with our leader. He's currently 1.2 seconds ahead. That's Mark Whitley. Currently leading this field. That gap hasn't really increased over the last few laps. As I mentioned that, it looks like it did just a little bit there. Yeah, and you can see him down on the apron.
He's still taking that apron line, trying to make the course as short as he possibly can. Get all of these laps knocked out and keep running around the bottom so it doesn't kill his tires for the long run.
Well, luckily for Mark, now that he's running that apron line, that there's nobody on his outside. But back behind him, there's a battle brewing between Eldon Stewart and Jacob Ellingson. And you can see Ellingson just putting all kinds of heat on that number 1 truck. There he goes to the inside. And doesn't look like he's got quite the momentum to make it stick. But they're going to go down the backstretch side by side. See if he can get the advantage going into 3.
Advantage Eldon Stewart right now, but Jake Ellingson is no stranger to mile tracks that just so happen to be mistaken for Milwaukee. As he takes a position on exit, Eldon Stewart is not going to have a chance to retaliate, and he's going to have Barrett Morton to deal with for 3rd.
Yeah, it'd be interesting as Barrett Morton been saving those tires. That 9 truck started, I believe, in the 3rd position, 3rd position tonight. So he's actually dropped down 1 position from the starting spot. Maybe he's just back there saving tires, waiting for these guys to chew him up.
Yep, just waiting, watching, making sure that they're hitting their own marks, and everybody looks like they're started to shake out from the initial start issues that we had. The 06 of Stephen Davis trying to make a move on the 33 of Tyler Justice, nothing doing. That keeps the top 10 in the same order that we've had for a minute.
Yeah, I thought that battle was really going to heat up there for a second. I think he's going to take another look, let those tires cool down, see if he can take another look at that 33 truck, Tyler Justice.
Well, now he's got to deal with...
No, go ahead.
Now he's got to deal with the 80, the Flag City machine, Kevin Price from Findlay, Ohio. He's trying to take another look at Tyler Justice to the outside. Nothing doing. We got
We got Mikkel Jones up there in that 02 truck. Let's see, I'm looking at the wrong truck here. That's okay. Just technical difficulties from the broadcaster standpoint, from my standpoint.
Yep, I ended up tongue-tied there. Michael Jones working on the 73 of Jeremiah Holt.
We will get back to it. And there you go. You can see that 02 truck working on the 73 truck of Jeremiah Holt. All up in his back bumper there. Trying to get a run down the inside, going down the front stretch, see if he can get it down in there, see how hard he's going to get into the brakes. No, he backs off. Thinks wiser of trying to force that move.
Yep, keeps that lower line rotating. He's up 4 spots, trying to get a 5th. Keeping it cool, trying to make as much of this run as he can before we ultimately have to make our stop.
So last week, Jacob, we were talking about it could have potentially been a fuel mileage race, and it kind of was because of the way the cautions fell. Tonight's race, the fuel window, when I checked it, was 45 to 50 laps. So we're at lap 22 of 100. So, you know, we had a couple cautions. It should make it pretty safe, although it could be tight for some of these faster guys.
Yep, you want to save, or you want to stretch, or you want to go for it completely and wait for those cautions to fall. If you want to go off cycle, that is on your prerogative to try and get up some track position on these guys, but it's at your own peril because when you do make your pit stop, you are going to go a lap down.
We're back looking at the leader, Mark Whitley. We just jumped up to the 03 truck who's about to go a lap down. That's Brian Faulkner. I'm going to get that name. I'm going to script that name. I promise, Brian, I will practice your name. But we can see Mark Whitley going around the outside of Brian here. Brian's struggling tonight in that 03 truck. And our current leader, Mark Whitley, is currently about 4 seconds ahead of second place. So he is starting to stretch out that lead significantly.
Frog being courteous and letting that driver by. Corinne Smith now being passed by a number of drivers here. Or they're fighting for position with the 71 here. As they're a bit further back in the pack.
Yeah, they're back there in the 18th and 19th position, those two guys. That's Daniel Parks in that 71. That well, my colors are different, but that 71 truck, Daniel Parks.
Yep, and they got Jamie Lipke and Sidarius Dias fighting for position up ahead of them. This is a solid fight between 6-7 cars up here trying to get to the top of this pack, and this is for back in 16th.
Yeah, I know. And this is what we expect to see in the Truck Series. We got those early cautions out of the way, and now these guys are racing really respectful, but it's good, hard racing.
Yep, it shows the varying skill levels that we've got within the series that we have here in Goat Locker, because we've got a bunch of cars fighting for 16th place. We're strung out in the mid-pack with everybody trying to reel each other in, and then we've got Mark Whitley about to hit the 5-second mark off Jake Ellingson in the front.
Yep. And I'm just looking back here at Corin Smith. It looks like she is up here on the inside making up positions like crazy right now. So she went from 19th to 17th. She made up 2 positions as you were talking there. And she's looking to make up another one on the 16 truck of Jamie Lipke.
Yep, Corinne Smith's got 8 laps fresher tires than a majority of the group back there. Oh, the 03 dives to the inside. We've got no caution there. They got out of the way quick of that group that was fighting for position.
Yeah, and he's about to go another lap down as it looks like Mark Whitley's coming back up on his back door again. I imagine we'll see Brian in that 03 truck go to pit lane. We'll see.
Yep, only a matter of time as of right now. Mark Whitley inching ever so slightly closer to that 5-second gap. Jacob Ellingson with 5 or 6 tenths over Barrett Morton in third.
Yeah, the rest of the field is pretty much a second or 2 behind each other. We got a decent battle with Eldon Stewart, and it looks like the 48 truck of Andy Kurtz. Andy Kurtz down on the inside of that number 1 truck trying to make that pass. Looks like that 1 truck's got the momentum advantage. Oh, as they go down the backstretch, that 48 truck doesn't have that position made, and you see him fall back in line behind that 1.
Might have been a little bit of dooring on exit, but the 1 keeps the momentum going, and look who it is, the 69 of Logan Threlkel getting into this mix as well.
Yeah, nice recovery for Logan after having almost a self-spin early in this race. We are almost 30 laps into this race, so we'll be looking at pit stops probably here in another 15 laps or so.
Yep, I would not doubt that we're going to see a bunch of cars pack it full on fuel, a bunch of cars trying to get the fuel cell filled to as much as they're going to need for their next stop. But it's going to be a strategy game this time.
Now here's one of my old picks from Daytona earlier this year, the 99 truck, Brandon Wallace. You see him in there in that bright red truck trying to get around Tyler Justice in the 33 in another red and yellow truck there as they go down the front stretch. Kind of nose to tail at the moment, but we'll see if Brandon Wallace can make any headway on that truck in front of him.
Speaking of headway, Craig Bontrager's in that fight as well, looking to make a move on the 99 here.
Speaking of Bontrager, so he has Nathan Fox out there in the chat that was rooting for Bontrager, so you got another fan out there.
Well, Nathan Fox isn't just Craig Bontrager's fan. Nathan Fox is his spotter. He's in the session right now to giving him the information that he needs to make the moves that he has, and he has done a hell of a job thus far getting him up to 12th.
Well, there you go. Looking at the 50 truck, that's Kyle Deering going on the inside of the 80 truck of Kevin Price. Down the inside on the backstretch, and I think he's going to get this. We'll see as they go into turn 3 here. Down on that low lane, trying to get that truck to turn. He's got him cleared so far, but we'll see if the momentum and it's not going to carry for that 80 truck.
This is one of the cases where that lower line, getting that instant run on the inside of the truck above you and sliding up to get the block off, is where that success is found. We're taking a look at the 83 of Daniel Crakiel, again, our series director. Always nice to see him running up and about, and it looks like he is getting ever so closer to going a lap down to our leader, Mark Whitley.
Yeah, Mark Whitley has been tearing it up. He's got a 6.5 second lead on everybody else. Currently still down there running that apron, but you can see there's an in-car of Mark Whitley right now as he's approaching that lap car. But you can see he's still all over the apron. You can see him pull the truck down all the way down to the apron, trying to see where that seam is. I think he's trying to get the truck to turn there.
If he throttles up and gets to the point where he wants his truck to finish rotating, puts the pedal down, rocks it forward, and gets it going.
Yeah, these guys are putting on quite a show tonight. I'm kind of surprised with the apron. I've never had good success here running the apron, so kind of surprised about that. He's teaching me a thing or two.
Yep, I have anything shorter than 1.5 miles, I don't think I've ever had very much luck at. So looking at these guys making the moves that they have, going around, taking whatever line that they need to make up that position is almost alien to me.
We're back on Logan Thruckheld as he's looking at the inside of the 73 truck of Jeremiah Holt. Almost got there as they enter the front stretch there. Couldn't quite get it done. It looks like both these guys are probably screaming for tires about this point, so we're about 10 laps away, I think, from pit stop. Green flag pit stops, no less. That'll be the first time this season.
Yep. Holt pushes up into the third lane there, and we've seen Eldon Stewart fighting up at the front pack a majority of this night, but he is starting to fall back from these guys.
We're currently looking at that one truck, trying to get back up there to Logan, but I don't know that it's a nice 3-truck battle, but so far these guys are just content, it seems, following each other's tire tracks.
Yep, we got the move from Bontrager on the 99. Is he going to make a move into the inside of the 33? No. No, he will not. The 33 is going to keep his line, and Bontrager is going to try and rotate up underneath him. Momentum's going to carry them back out straight, and we're going to stay in the same order. Whoa! Slide out of the 43.
Yeah. I thought the Bontrager was going to try the apron move that our leader's been doing all night, but no, he keeps it just above the apron. Looking at the back of that 33 truck of Tyler Justice right now as he's pushing Tyler Justice a little hard going down the front stretch, seeing if he can get an advantage going into turn 1 here.
Yep, seeing if they can both get their way around the 06 truck, which we've seen a couple of shots of. It looks like the splitter's been bent in a little bit. That's going to hurt the aero around this track.
Absolutely. Yeah, that truck is hurting. He might have wanted to use a quick repair earlier, but he'll have to wait to get that thing, wait for his pit stop to get that thing fixed.
Yep, splitter nose and a little bit of hood damage there as the aero on that truck is severely compromised. He's trying to make a move on Michael Jones. So we got 4 trucks under a blanket.
Oh, that was close. Did all he could do to stay off that truck, and we stay green. as they're side by side going down the backstretch there. And we're
Yeah,
looking at Logan Thruckeld now.
Trying to make that.
Sorry about that. On the inside of the 73, and it looks like he got it done. We'll move it back.
Trying to make that move on the 73, but we got Bontrager taking that 3-for-1 deal around all three of those trucks, putting himself into 8th position.
Yeah, awesome move by that number 49 truck. As now he's the leader of the mess that's behind him. So those guys are going to want to get that sorted out. And you can see side by side. Yeah, Tyler, go ahead.
Tyler Justice maybe doored Michael Jones in frustration there because he lost a spot to the 49, got caught up between the top two, and then they both just let Bontrager on past.
Yeah, this is probably the best battle on the track right now as they kind of get it sorted out right now. We'll see as they go into one here, that 02 truck on the outside. Oh, we almost want to go 3 wide with the 99 truck of Brandon Wallace.
Yep,
but he thinks wiser of that.
99 wanting that position terribly. He's got the 43 of one of the Prices just above him. That's Brock Price and that Black Flag City truck.
Yeah, and you can see Tyler Justice just ahead of him, working on the inside of Michael Jones here in the 02 truck. Couldn't quite get it done as they get it back to single file as well.
Yep, we're hitting lap 41 here. That window is getting ever so closer to opening. Wonder who's going to bite first, who's going to want to take that undercut to try and get to Whitley.
Yeah, oh, we got a truck in the wall. That was the 49 truck? No. Somebody just got in the wall just behind this group. I couldn't quite catch that truck, but he's staying in the throttle there and still keeping up with these guys.
Yep, everybody's still running. Everybody's still keeping it straight and getting ready to go for this pit cycle.
So we had about 7 laps of caution to start this race. So that's going to stretch the fuel window out. I said 45 to 50. So we're looking at maybe most of these guys, depending on how they've been managing their run, could go to lap 55 potentially. But I don't know. You know, when you got a lead like Mark Whitley, you could probably stay out a little bit longer if you wanted to.
Yep, and everybody's pushing to try and make that money last in the tank. Well, as we're getting towards our pit cycle here, I think we want to take a look at one of our sponsors, Invets. Founded by veterans for veterans, aids in transitioning to civilian life, focusing on job placement and finding the right community for veterans and their families to ensure their success and happiness. They're a veteran nonprofit here in Indiana with the goal of bringing veterans to state to live and work. Invets, building strong futures for Indiana veterans.
So we're back on our leader, Mark Whitley, back down on the apron, going by the lap truck, the 71 truck, and that would be Daniel Parks. So he's putting the 17th place truck a lap down currently. So he is just tearing up the field here tonight.
Yep, he is making as much headway as he needs to. This race is on his tempo right now. He's still running that apron line, wrapping the bottom, and getting that monster run out on top.
Yeah, amazing pace for Mark Whitley. And, this week I don't think I'm going to pick him. So that's too easy a pick. I think we'll probably have one more caution. I don't know. I kind of liked how Jacob Ellingson has been running tonight in that 27 truck. What would be your pick tonight?
My pick, I am going to go with a truck that has been pushing his way to the front the entire time. The number 49 machine of Craig Bontrager is my pick. He has been from the back of the field. He's made his way all the way up to 8th, and it looks like he might be trying to make a move on Eldon Stewart here in a few laps, or try and get him on the pit cycle.
Yeah, just awesome racing all around the track. Well, we're at lap 46. So these guys are going to be, they're probably thinking setting up their fuel load. How many tires are going to take? I'm pretty sure this is going to be a 4-tire stop for everyone. We should at any point start seeing these guys head to pit lane.
Yeah, pit crew stirring in the pit lane, trying to make it, trying to get everything in place to not have a bad stop here as the drivers are making their adjustments. Crew chiefs calling down, trying to wait for the right moment to make that move.
For a minute, I thought the caution flag was out. I was just looking at Mark Whitley, our leader. He actually lost a couple tenths that last lap, and I was trying to figure out what happened. Maybe it was some lap traffic that caused him some speed, but there's a lot of chatter on the radio, so I thought we'd went caution, but we are caution-free so far. Still great racing out there.
Yep, we are fighting for every gallon right now. Mark Whitley might be trying to save and stretch a little bit further. But yeah, I noticed that his lead has dropped off. It's down to 6.5 seconds over Barrett Morton. Jake Ellingson starting to catch up as well.
We were just watching a battle between Michael Jones. We're back on the leader of the 74 truck, but Michael Jones and Tyler Justice are starting to... there we go. We're back on the battle right there. That 33 truck of Tyler Justice on the inside of the 02 truck, trying to get that position taken away from Michael Jones before they start their pit stop.
Yep.
Oh, I can't even talk tonight.
Me neither. That's the battle for 11th, and those are the two trucks that ended up dooring each other during the Bontrager pass as well. Tyler Justice getting position over the 02 of Michael Jones.
It took them all the 50 laps to do it. Just behind them, not Tyler Justice, but Kyle Deering in that 50 truck just behind them. Almost got totally sideways there and clipped that wall, but was able to hang on to it.
Yep, these four trucks starting to close the gap on each other. It doesn't
43
look like...
truck. First, sorry to interrupt, but we got our first set of pit stops starting. 43 truck of Brock Price. First one on pit road. I imagine this is going to be the start of our green flags pit stops.
Yep, we got Daniel Crakeel in there as well. One of the lap trucks from earlier. He's pulling out of his pit, or he's pulling out of his pit box right now. Price more than likely ran it all the way down to the bottom of the fuel tank, so he's got 2 cans going in. Pack it as full as they can. Hope for some cautions, and then try and get it all the way to the end here.
Yeah, I'm probably getting old enough to pull out a hip there too, Jacob. So that's kind of the way my night's been going too. I can't talk to save my life. Back up front, we got Mark Whitley still leading this thing, staying out. We got more cars on pit lane. We got about 4 cars. We got the 80 of Kevin Price leading another group to pit lane.
Yep, Kevin Price, Noah Hogard, Jamie Libke all taking their pit stops. Kevin Price fighting up more in the midfield, and Jamie Libke and Noah Hogard part of that big fight for 16th that we saw earlier. The 80's away after going a lap down.
You know, it's nice, if you're Mark Whitley and you have that big lead, you can stay out for quite a while and let these guys put their fresh tires out and start eating on them while you just let them suck into your lead a little bit. And then you can also wait in case there's a caution too. So by controlling this race, he's got all the cards, so to speak.
Speaking of which, Mark Whitley is on pit road along with Barrett Morton, and we are waiting to see who else bites. Stephen Davis, Eldon Stewart, taking their time, taking their stops. 4 tires for the 74 machine, 2 cans of fuel, and he's away.
Yeah, that's going to be a quick stop. Now he's got to hope that no caution comes out until everybody cycles through their pit stops. That's always kind of a risky moment when you go into pits, and there's quite a few guys that haven't taken their pit stops yet.
Yep,
As
Jacob
we see the 69 truck, Logan Thruckheld, bringing that truck down to pit lane for his 4 tires.
Yep, Logan Thruckheld, Craig Bontrager, Brandon Wallace taking it down pit road. Jacob Ellingson in the 27 machine, inheriting the lead for the moment, getting that bonus point for leading the laps that he can right now. And now he is peeling off into pit road as well.
Everybody getting their service done here. We'll see how this all shakes out. Just checking here, who hasn't taken a pit stop yet? That's the question.
Yep. Andy Kurtz taking the drop down into the pit lanes. Looks like Tyler Justice makes his way in.
Yep, and you can see Jacob Ellingson just got to his pit stop, getting those tires changed. Going to surrender that lead. Looks like Michael Jones still out on the track in that 02 truck, might inherit the lead. We'll see if he's going to head to pit lane after this. Got the 50 truck right behind him with Kyle Deering. And these 2 guys.
Yep,
all right, folks, we're going to take a quick commercial break, and we'll be back for more green flag action.
We are back here at Loudon with Mark Whitley having taken the lead back after the pit cycle. Corinne Smith running in second, just getting passed by Barrett Morton.
And Corinne just headed to pit lane to get her service done on that number 10 truck. So I was going to wonder if Corinne had pitted, but it looks like she tried to stay out and maybe lead a lap. Mark Whitley definitely dominating tonight. That's going to extend his lead out to almost 9.5 seconds over Barrett Morton, who's running the number 9 truck in that second spot.
It looks like everything has just shaken out to where everybody has taken a majority of their stops. The only trucks having not taken a stop to this point, Daniel Parks in 4th, Charles Abert in 10th, and the other one just took it in with that was
Daniel Parks.
Kyle Leary.
Oh yeah, and Daniel Parks just brought his pit lane too. So looking at our top 3, Mark Whitley leading this thing. He's pretty much led all night after having that incident early on in this race. As a matter of fact, on the first lap with his teammate, McWhorter. How's McWhorter doing tonight? We ought to take a look and see where he's running. Oh, he's out. McWhorter is parked that truck for tonight, so too much damage, I guess, there, Jacob. So
Yeah, too much damage or some frustration.
I guess they'll be having a talk in the trailer tonight after this race is over. So
Yep. I can only imagine how much conversation is going to be had with one of them holding the trophy.
looking at the number 1 truck here that he's putting pressure on Jeremiah Holt, the 73 truck. So that's Eldon Stewart in that number 1 truck, currently running in 8th, trying to take that 7th position away from Jeremiah Holt.
The 1 truck had some solid pace earlier on, was able to hold their position up near the front after a solid qualifying attempt, but it looks like he's kind of just stalled out after this pit cycle. Jeremiah Holt and Craig Bontrager moving their way up into the positions ahead of them.
And you can see Jeremiah Holt here in the well, I'm looking at the 49 truck of Craig Bontrager, but I think that's who Jeremiah Holt was working on, that 73 truck. Yeah, you can see here, trying to get to the inside there. Well, that's the 83. I guess that's a lap down truck. I thought it was for position. My mistake. That is Daniel Crackle that he's going by a lap down, currently in the 20th position.
Jeremiah Holt is no stranger to GLR. He's been participating with us for a number of seasons to this point. He got very close to an amateur win in one of our ARCA series, and did end up making the Final Four in both of the seasons that we've run to that nature.
So going back up front to Mark Whitley here, I just noticed on the timing and scoring here that he's lost a second to Barrett Morton. Last time I looked at him, he had a 9.5 second lead over Barrett Morton, and right now that gap is shrunk down to 8.3. So Barrett Morton somehow is making progress on the track, and I don't know if that's due to lap traffic or maybe Mark Whitley saving some tires.
I can tell you this much, I don't know a lot about the strategy game in this, but I can tell you that Mark Whitley is in cruise control right now. He has dominated this race. He knows he can dominate the rest of this race. He does not have to worry about burning his tires up because he knows he can just run away with the guys trying to catch him.
Looking here at the number 9 truck, going around the track, and here goes my speaking impediments again tonight. That 9, I don't even know who's in that 9. Why are we looking at him here? Oh, that's Barrett Morton. I'm being totally stupid on this. He's in 2nd place, and so yeah, he did give up 2/10 in that position there. So he is starting to lose a little bit now that I brought his name into the equation.
And Barrett Morton, no stranger to the front of this field, at least in the past few weeks. He's a race winner in the Premier Friday Truck Series. He is a race winner in a few of the other series that we've come to run here in the Summer Series. On board with Stephen Davis in the 06, running 9th, trying to track down Eldon Stewart, who's fighting with Jeremiah Holt. He's got Brandon Wallace to the inside of him, fighting for the just one above that top, or just one above, better than just the top 10.
Yeah, and he made that outside lane work and got around that 99 truck, but that 99 is back on the inside there. Brandon Wallace trying to, he gets a little loose there, and I think that's going to force him to surrender that position now. So move Brandon Wallace back a spot.
It looks like Eldon Stewart and Stefan Davis both took their faster pairs during that pit cycle. Stefan Davis getting that nose damage fixed, getting the arrow fixed on the Ford that they've got running right now, and it looks like it's starting to work out better for him.
Well, that 99 truck must have been Mark watching Mark Whitley up front, because that 99 of Brandon Wallace, he's starting to use the apron. So he is back putting pressure on after getting passed there by Eldon Stewart. So he's trying to regain that position back.
We're taking a look at Jeremiah Holt in the fight for this position here. That's P7. He's got Eldon Stewart behind him. They've got a lap car in front. They both are trying to run the or they're trying to cut the opposite lines that the driver in front of them is running. Eldon opting for the third line. Holt looking to the bottom, trying to get that rotation in and trying to get the position over the other.
And so far, nothing doing. That one truck putting all kinds of pressure as they go by. It looks like some lap traffic here. That's Noah Hogard and Jamie Lipke, I believe, those two lap down trucks. And they're both racing for position. So these guys are having to deal with two guys that are racing for the position right now while dealing with their own race.
Nobody is going to give an inch here. They know that they're fighting their own battle right now, and they were cognizant of the ones that were ahead of them, but they're still not trying to compromise their own line through these corners.
So back up front with our leader, Mark Whitley. He has lost 3 seconds now to Barrett Morton, who's running in second in that 9 truck. So it's interesting watching the pace really come off that 74 truck. I gotta imagine this is by design.
Yep, he's fighting for the long run. The last thing that he wants to see, it's not going to affect him too terribly, a caution. Just to bring everybody back up as we see the 10 clap the wall on exit of 4 there. He doesn't want to see this field bunched back up. Everybody's starting to catch him ever so slowly, but he has been, I can only imagine, he's been saving his tires and making sure that he is good to the end on this fuel run.
Yeah, it'd be interesting. We're currently holding on to 11 cars on the lead lap. So if we do get a caution, he's going to be fighting, at least as it stands right now, maybe 12 cars on the lead lap that he'd have to deal with. I imagine everybody would take tires. So I don't know, it's an interesting strategy as he shaves off another 2 tenths. Barrett Morton in that 9 truck shaved off another 2 tenths. So yeah, I can imagine that's what he's doing, Jacob, is saving tires, but it is a strange move.
Yep, Morton and Ellingson were 2/10, or Morton, Ellingson, and Kurtz were all 2 tenths faster than Mark Whitley on that last lap. I can only imagine he's holding up, just rotating his truck through the bottom of the corner there and making sure that he is keeping everything the way he needs to get to the end.
Currently looking at that 4th place truck of Andy Kurtz in the 48. Having a solid run tonight. Currently got Logan Truckhell just behind him, trying to get back up to his back bumper, but having a nice quiet night. We haven't talked too much about him. You see that Logan down on the inside on the apron there, using all that apron, trying to find some speed, but I think that actually cost him some time.
I think he's doing the same thing. He's trying to run as low as he possibly can, keep the tires as good as they can throughout the rest of this run, save some fuel, make sure that you have enough to get this all the way to the end.
Well, you know, he could go lower. He could go down to the grass in that 69 truck. He isn't quite getting that low, but he's pretty much running all that apron, at least not, well, maybe not this corner, but I think he's just trying different things. So you can see that last lap, he was running all kinds of apron, and now he's avoiding the apron, just trying to find some speed there.
Yep. Just under a 10th faster than Andy Kurtz that lap, running the apron, was Logan Threlkill.
And there you go. He just dipped another tire down on the apron. So I think he's changed it up between 1 and 2. As he went through 1 and 2 last time, he stayed off the apron. You'll see him stay a lane up if he holds true to what he did last time. Yeah. So move a lane up and get through this corner, and then next corner probably back down a little.
Yeah, and all the while trying to chip away at the car in front, which is Andy Kurtz. Mark Whitley has stepped his lead out a little bit more. He's up to 5.4 seconds over Barrett Morton.
Yeah, Mark Whitley is dominating this race. Yeah, just obviously just stepping away as we see him run that apron. He's been running that apron all night. So I think you're right, Jacob, just saving those tires, and now he's going to show him with 25 to go who's boss.
And we're going to take a look at our third place truck. Your pick for the race, Jacob Ellingson. Why don't you tell us a little bit about Lincoln Tech?
Lincoln Tech, the country's leader in automotive technology training, has come on board as a major sponsor. They are sponsoring our mobile simulator and multiple series within the Goat Locker, starting with IndyCar Summer Series. If you ever thought about it, a career in automotive technology, visit their website today and let them know that Goat Locker Racing sent you. And don't forget the car show here at Indy on June 22nd, which I believe that's happening today.
Yes, sir. Jacob Ellingson certainly putting his potential to work with Lincoln Tech on the truck here. He is sitting in a comfortable third place over Andy Kurtz, 5 seconds back.
Yeah, and I think I picked him tonight. How's your driver doing back there?
My driver has gained the most spots in the race so far. He's in 6th, trying to fight his way back up to Logan Threlkill.
Yeah, he's having a solid race tonight. That's Craig Bontrager that we're looking at right now, getting around this track. Currently in 6th spot, doing a darn fine job of keeping it clean, keeping it green.
Yes, sir. No one better for running. No one comes to mind when it comes to running you clean. Possibly one other driver, but Craig Bontrager is very high on that list. I don't think I'd want to run around anyone else for a majority of a race.
So I just moved up to the 3rd place position as we're looking at Corin Smith back here in the 10 truck, but I happened to look up to the 3rd place position, Jacob Ellingson, who's my pick. He is actually running down Barrett Morton in that 2nd spot. So I don't know if Barrett Morton is going to be able to hold on to this position, but that 27 truck is coming.
Yep, it's down to half a second right now. Ellingson trying to go for 2nd. Still keeping his gap over Andy Kurtz, with Threlkill falling back a little bit further back in 5th. Barrett Morton has been holding on to this 2nd position for a long time in this race. As we were about to hit 20 to go, I don't think he's going to have enough in the tank to catch Mark Whitley, as the lead is going to start stretching back up to 6 seconds, I would predict.
Yeah, I would agree with you right now. If anything, these guys are hoping for a caution. I don't know, if I'm in the top 3, I'm probably hoping it goes green, but everybody behind him is probably hoping for a caution so they at least have a chance. But watching that 27 truck run down Barrett Morton right now, we're about to have a heck of a battle as you watch that 27 get by the inside of a lap down truck. Charles Albert, 2 laps down currently in the 19th spot as he goes by them. And now he's got that number 9 truck clearing his sights.
Sir, and what I'm looking at right now is our fuel calculator. You said that the fuel window was going to be roughly 45 to 50 laps on a full tank. The way the end of this race is going to shake out, we're going to be hitting 48. So I can only imagine what people are doing to try and save fuel to make it to the end, if they need to make another stop before the end of this race, or if they're just holding out for a caution.
And there's always the green-white checker that you got to put that in the back of your mind, right? So if there's a late race caution, especially like in the last couple of laps, everybody's pretty much going to have to come back in and top off instead of staying out. So it's going to be making for a very interesting finish on the end.
Yep, make or break.
Looking at the 27 truck working on the 80, who's currently I want to say a lap down. Yeah, that's Kevin Price, 1 lap down in the 13th spot. Trying to get up to that number 9 truck with Barrett Morton. That's Jacob Ellingson still working by lap traffic. Ooh, just tagged the wall there a little bit.
It didn't look like a solid hit to the wall, but it's definitely going to bleed some of that momentum he had trying to catch up to the 9.
Yeah, and it's kind of awkward getting around here trying to get by the lap traffic, and you're like, you want to tell these guys, get out of the way, man. That guy, I want that position bad. Please get out of the way, but he's got to make it work in all this traffic.
Yep, do whatever he can to run his own race, keep his own line going, as it looks like he's just running the same, if not a little bit further up the track than Barrett Morton. Morton has dropped to about 6.5 seconds behind Mark Whitley at this point. We're going to go to 15 to go here once Whitley crosses the line.
Yeah, still we're looking at the 74 truck now, back on our leader here, seeing what he's doing. I imagine that racing line hasn't changed. You see him down on the apron. He's out for a leisurely stroll tonight here at Loudon. Solid night in that Chevy. Probably too bad for his teammate. He's like, well, sometimes that's the way things work out. But he's definitely, if he holds on to this pattern tonight, he's definitely going to walk out of here with the points lead.
He has been a machine all night running consistent laps. He's been making this track work for him on his terms the entire time. And I honestly don't think, barring a caution, I don't really know if anybody has it in it to get him.
No, it's going to be really tough. He's just too strong tonight. He's going to need that caution, like you said. And even then, I don't know if anybody's got anything for him.
He has led all but 4 laps tonight and has run away from this field convincingly.
Absolutely. So dominating performance so far, but the race is not over. You know, it's they say don't count your chickens before they're hatched, that sort of thing. We're looking at the 99 truck right currently of Brandon Wallace, starting to put some pressure on Jeremiah Holt, as I think he just went by the 6 truck of Stephen Davis.
Yep, Stephen Davis and Holt with Brandon Wallace fighting for the 8th spot there. They're trying to get anywhere on the track that isn't occupied to try and get around, get some clean air on the nose, get their way around the corner, and get past the trucks that are in front of them.
And this is about the best battle on the track right now. All these guys are in danger of going a lap down here shortly within the next few laps. They're just about 4 or 5 seconds ahead of the leader. So these guys are battling for that 10th spot. You see on the inside there, the 99 truck trying to get, or the 6 truck trying to get around on the outside of the 99 truck. Can't quite get it done there.
Brandon Wallace sends it into the inside, can't slide up the track to get his note to get in front of the nose of the 06. 06 back to the outside and back to the drawing board for Brandon Wallace. Can he make the same move again? No. It looks like the 06 is going to have a little more momentum on entry.
Yeah, Brandon Wallace to see if he takes the apron, try to get a run off. Can't do it. Side by side down the backstretch. Advantage goes to Stephen Davis here on the outside. However, they're going to have a lap truck coming up here, or not a lap truck. Yeah, it is a lap truck, 73 truck. Jeremiah Holt, who's not a lap down. It's actually for position, for that 8th place position just ahead of those 2 guys. Still side by side.
Yeah, both of these drivers are fighting for position, and they're catching the 73 of Jeremiah Holt to try and take his as well.
And you know Jeremiah's got to be loving this right now, watching those 2 guys battle. It's like, please don't get me. I'm just trying my best to stay on the lead lap. These guys are like a couple of seconds with our leader, fast approaching on their back bumpers here shortly.
Yep. Just trying to run their race, as we do see the 99 dip a couple of tires onto the apron, rotate around the bottom, but he's going to end up behind the 06 on exit again.
Yeah, that 99 truck got really loose. Brandon Wallace did a great job of hanging on to it, but he lost a great deal of time, so he's going to have to cool those tires back down and try to make a run at it. Which, since that got messed up, Stephen Davis now can set his sights on the 73 truck of Jeremiah Holt. We'll see, and he is fast approaching that Jeremiah Holt Chevrolet right now.
Right now, we've got to figure out whether or not he's going to have enough time to do it. Mark Whitley, the next time he crosses the start-finish line, we're going to have 8 laps to go, as these guys are still trying to fight for position, get as much as they can, get as many points as they can before the end of this one.
Yeah, and with that almost 10-second lead that Mark Whitley's got now, it's he's pretty much got this race locked up as long as nothing strange happens. We don't have any cautions or anything like that. Barrett Morton in 2nd place, but we're back still looking at the 6 truck of Stephen Davis here.
Yep, we've got our eyes back on the battle for 2nd place as Jacob Ellingson is slowly getting within 4/10 of the number 9 of Barrett Morton.
Yeah, that battle, you know, Ellingson has tried to run him down, and he actually has at this point, just 2 car lengths behind that truck in front of him of Barrett Morton. You can see Jacob Ellingson as these laps are winding down with 7 to go, almost 6 to go. This is probably going to be our best battle shaping up here towards the end of the race.
Yep, the focus has fallen off of Mark Whitley completely. They know they can't run him down, so they're going to fight for everything that they can get. Jacob Ellingson going to try and make a move on Barrett Morton before the end of this one, I'll bet.
Yeah, and you can see Jacob Ellingson trying a different line, a little bit higher entry than Barrett Morton right now. Doesn't look like he gained too much. These guys are pretty much in each other's tire tracks.
Yeah, Morton a little bit faster on that lap than Ellingson, but Ellingson trying to use as much momentum to catch his way up to the back bumper of the 9 before the end of this one.
Yeah, and you got to wonder if Barrett Morton was trying to catch Mark Whitley, which he had basically no chance, I would say, or whether he was saving tires just for this eventuality here towards the end of the race that he might be fending off somebody by the likes of Jake Ellingson.
With the amount of time that got cut out of that lead early on, I'd assume Morton was trying to catch Whitley, but nothing doing. We got 5 laps to go, and Loudon, as the 27, tries to make a move on the 9.
Yep, and nothing doing so far. Still a couple car lengths behind that number 9 truck. Those guys are kind of locked in a dead heat at the moment. Just behind them, that battle is still single file as well. So these tires are hot. These guys are trying to get everything out of them. We're almost 3 to go. Mark Whitley still leads this thing by 10 and a half seconds.
Yep, 2nd, 3rd fighting for position. 4th and 5th fighting for position. Andy Kurtz and Logan Threlkeld within 0.3 of a second of each other.
Yeah, and we can see that 69 truck of Logan trying to find some speed here as he dives a little bit lower. He has been getting on the apron of the exit 2, I believe. See if he didn't do it that time, but as we look at inside, trying to gain some momentum on that truck in front of him.
You can see them running that pedal, trying to get as much rotation out of that truck that they can squeeze because they're on 44-lap-old tires. Getting to the end of this thing, their fuel load is almost completely gone, and they're trying to scratch and claw at each other to make up those spots.
Yeah, we got 3 to go, almost 2 to go the next time the leader crosses the line here. So Jake Ellingson, or Mark Whitley is dominating this race, but back here in 2nd place, we're still looking at Barrett Morton trying to hang on to that 2nd place position. Coming up on a lap truck here that might interfere with his plans to stay in that 2nd spot.
Yeah, Barrett Morton on the lap truck of Noah Hogard. Might have thought about using him as a pick. Nothing doing. It looks like Ellingson goes a lane higher to try and get some momentum there. We are 2 to go at Loudon.
And Mark Whitley, we're on board with our leader as he's going by the lap truck, and that would be Price in that 99 truck on the inside there. So that puts another truck lap down. We're on the final lap.
We are on the final lap. That is the 99. That's the 10th place car of Brandon Wallace. Mark Whitley making his way down the backstretch, uncontested. No doubts about the winner of this one. Through 3 and 4, Mark Whitley tames the Magic Mile here in Loudon for his 2nd win of the Summer Series.
2 wins in a row for Mark. Nice job getting it done. Back behind them, we're going back to that 2nd place battle, seeing how that's shaking up. It looks like Barrett Morton is going to come away with 2nd. Jake Ellingson right behind him is going to finish in 3rd.
And it was a solid battle between everybody. Toward the back there, Logan Threlkeld looking like he made his way around Andy Kurtz just barely when they were getting to the line. So that'll shake up the rest of the top 5.
Yeah, and we see Eldon Stewart there finishing in 7th. Jeremiah Holt finishes 8th. And then our last car in the lead lap, Stephen Davis. So congrats to all those guys. What a race we had here tonight.
It was an awesome, clean green race after some early cautions, watching Mark Whitley burn it down for the 2nd time this season.
Yeah, and I think at the top of the race there when we were having those cautions, I said I think these guys are going to get it figured out and get it clean and green, and that's exactly what they do. And he is a very happy man right now. He still has to answer to his teammate.
I don't think he's going to have too much else on his mind but that trophy in hand. We're going to go to commercial break. We're going to take you through our unofficial results, and then we're going to get some interviews in with our finishers. Don't go away.
A thriving job market and low cost of living, plus a wide range of veteran benefits, make Indiana the perfect place for veterans of the United States military to call home. Invets can help you find that home. We're an organization started by veterans to help former service members transition to civilian life in our state. Invets can help you find the community with the career opportunities, housing, schools, and amenities that fit your lifestyle. To learn more about Invets, visit us at invets.org today.
Superior quality, ultimate protection, and the highest level of craftsmanship. We make our gloves for the hard worker that wakes up every morning and gives 110%. You deserve the highest quality protective gear that's going to work for you, day in, day out. We know it can be tough deciding what companies to trust for your hard-earned money. It's all in our name. We've mastered our craft to help you master yours. We make our gloves rugged, durable, and designed for you. Whatever the job is, we have you covered. We are your glove station.
And we are back here at Goat Locker Racing. What a great race we've seen here with the Invets Truck Series here on V-Speed. What an absolutely fantastic race. Here's our unofficial race results. Mark Whitley, after winning last week, brings it here again tonight, gets into his teammate there he'll have to answer for, but pulls out that victory that's going to bring him back into the points lead. In second place is going to be Barrett Morton. Nice job at that truck in that number 9. Jacob Ellingson tried to get that second place away from Barrett Morton and it ends up finishing third. Logan Thruckelt, a great job tonight in that 69 truck, finishes fourth. Andy Kurtz wraps out your top 5. And in sixth place, Craig Bontrager came up all the way from that 21st starting position. So nice job, I believe, for Craig there. Eldon Stewart finishes in 7th. Jeremiah Holt finishes in 8th. Stephen Davis, the last truck on the lead lap, finishes in 9th. And then the first car, one lap down that 99 truck of Brandon Wallace.
11th place is the Rogue Energy Machine of Tyler Justice. Michael Jones in the 02 finishes 12th. Kevin and Brock Price finish 13th and 14th, respectively. Corinne Smith finishes 15th. Daniel Parks in 16th. Noah Hogard 17th. Charles Abert finishes 18th. And Kyle Deering and Jamie Libke round out your top 20.
Daniel Krakel finishes 19th. All right, I misread that. He finishes 21st. Sakurai Diaz finishes 22nd. Brian, can you finish his last name for me there, Jacob?
Frauhager.
Frauhager. Good old German name, it sounds like, I believe. I don't know. But he finishes 23rd, ends up, had to park that thing tonight. And then the disappointment of the night for Joseph McWhorter, who finishes last on the field in 24th with an incident with his teammate.
And I can only hope that that teammate gives him a little leeway during the conversations post-race, as we are going to bring in our winner, Mark Whitley. Mark Whitley, this is Jake Lenke in the V-Speed broadcast booth. You got a copy?
Gotcha.
Well, I'm thinking to this point we might just need to set a separate chair up for you specifically. You are constantly at the front of these races. Did you think that you were going to have a runaway as good as you did today?
I mean, you can always hope for it. I was talking to those guys in the waiting area. Like, this is probably my favorite racetrack. It might be tied with Bristol. This one and Bristol are tied, 1A, 1B. So it's like I just love driving this track, and I figured we were going to have a nice little battle with my teammate there, but then I kind of doored him by accident in the first corner because he was a little bit lower than I was expecting him, and the truck kind of slid up more than I thought, and unfortunately he got damaged and got to the back, and he's been having computer issues, so it just kind of compounded. So even if we didn't make contact, I'm not sure if the internet issues he's been having, it probably wouldn't have made a difference. But you never really expect to have like a big runaway. I don't know what the final margin of victory was, but I know at one point it was 8-9 seconds. So and it was just kind of riding, just hitting my marks and saving fuel for the last half of that race because we were real close.
Yep, and that fuel margin was 45 to 50 laps roughly. You ended up going 47 in that last stint. You did finish 11.7 seconds ahead of second there. Did you put any extra practice here, or did you just let your favorite track work its magic for you?
I honestly, yeah, just showed up when practice first started, ran a few laps just to see because they did this big art refresh, and I feel like some of the sight lines are a little bit different. So I just want to make sure I got my line back down and make sure they didn't make any changes that made it that I don't know if you noticed, but I like to run a really weird line here, and I was just making sure that line still worked. This I don't know, it's really weird. I have a really good feel for it. I can't explain it. I've tried to teach other people how to run the weird line I like to run here, and nobody else seems to like understand how to run it. And it's just I don't know. It's really fun once you get it, but it took me a while to figure it out.
Yep, pulling every ounce of magic out of the Magic Mile is Mark Whitley. Who do you have to thank for getting you on the top step of the podium?
I only said big shout out Brantley over at Harpoon Designs, putting together all my paint schemes for all my vehicles and all my league races. I appreciate the hard work he does. He's been putting in work with all that new Gen 4 stuff coming out. Check him out at harpoondesign.com. He can make you a beautiful custom scheme just like this one. Shout out my other sponsor on board, Jawa.gg. They're the number one online gaming marketplace for gamers, by gamers. No scalping allowed. If you're looking to get into iRacing or any other sim racing upgrades or just getting into it, check them out. They the best marketplace out there. Uh, Shout out to all the league sponsors: Invets, Lincoln Tech, Save 22, Indiana Department of Veteran Affairs. All of them help make this league what it is and help put on the show. And I guess final shout out to you guys, V Speed. It's always fun to have a broadcast, and especially as good as you. Should be fun to go back and just kind of watch the broadcast, see how the rest of the race played out.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much for your time. Enjoy your win, and we'll see you next week.
Sounds good, man.
Well, that was awesome talking to Mark Whitley. Why don't we bring our second place finisher into the booth with us here? So there we go. So Barrett, you in the booth with us?
Yes, sir.
So you got Ken Huber here. Hey, congrats on that second place finish. So it was kind of fun watching you get around the track tonight. What was your strategy going in? I see you qualified in third. You had a nice quiet night. You had a little bit of pressure towards the end of the race. Talk about it.
Yeah, the plan was just to try to get the strategy right with fuel and tires, and then trying to stay out of trouble and save tires, I guess. This track, you can run different lines, whether the shift, not to shift, or whatever. So Mark was on a completely different level. I think his motor needs to be looked at or something because he was just absolutely kicking our tail. So I like to think I won that one. Mark's, he's
So we
on a
need.
different level. So the
So
battle
I
was
guess
actually
what
between me and Jake.
I guess what you're trying to say is we need a goat locker tech inspection team.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah, he was explaining during his interview that there's a particular line that he likes to run, and he's tried to teach it to other people, but he said most people don't really get it. So, I was wondering about you after the pit stop. Were you saving, conserving, maybe hoping that he would burn his tires up, or were you just kind of in your own world trying to hold on to what you had?
I was actually having to save with the cautions early on. It kind of, I knew I could make it past the halfway, but then it was because the way I just saved was not shifting, and I did that for probably about 15 laps, and then had made sure I had a lap to the good on. And then Jake started catching me and like, ah, crap, I guess I gotta go. So, yeah, and then
So
had to
let me
try
ask you.
and stay in front of him.
So let me ask you this: with the shifting, I don't know how much shifting you did, but when I calculated out the fuel usage, it was about 45 to 50 laps, provided everything was green. With you downshifting, how much of a difference would that have made?
I was able to save quite a bit by not shifting. So lap time wise, downshifting really helped with the rotation of the truck and trying to keep the right side tires balanced. Because you'll kill your right front if you don't. So I was trying to. I don't know. It was a bit of a mind game out there. That's for sure.
So moving on, you had a great finish here tonight. Moving on to next week, we are going to Legacy Charlotte. What's your anticipation for that race?
I don't know because I've never ran Legacy Charlotte. Jake said it's just a bumpier Charlotte, so let's not be entertaining.
That's probably a fair assessment. Well, who do you have to thank for that second place finish tonight?
Let's see, Invets, Jam Printing and Promotions, definitely what you guys do over at V Speed, Coalfield Service and Supply, all my teammates over at Bandits, and Alexander PCs.
Well, congrats to you tonight, and look forward to seeing you at Charlotte next week.
All right, man. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Barrett Moten folks finishing in that second place spot in that number 9.
And I'm extremely excited to pull in our third place finisher tonight. Jacob Ellingson. This is Jacob Linky in the booth. You got a copy?
How's it going, partner?
Oh, not too bad. Hey, I think we ended up finding the answer to your bad luck.
Oh yeah, what's that?
The 2 best finishes that you have had recently have come in a race where you have had the commentator's curse. You were Ken's pick to win tonight, and you pulled off a 3rd place finish. How did you think you were going to do tonight, and was this an improvement or a little bit further back?
It's one of them things where I just kind of just settled in and just drove. No pressure or anything. It is what it is, here. What ended up doing.
Yep. Did you think on that pit cycle you were going to have a shot at catching up to Mark, or were you more focused on fighting the cars that were around you?
I think we might be having some
I didn't hear you, but
when we were on that pit cycle, did you think that you were going to be able to catch up a little more time to Mark to try and track him down, or were you more focused on fighting with Morton and Kurtz and Threlkeld to keep that position that you had?
Yeah, I think we're having some in-car difficulties. Oh, there he is. Sorry about that.
Yeah, I was just trying. I was just getting Barrett. Mark, by the time lap 10 and the race hit, Mark was gone. So I was just on, racing with Barrett and trying to have a good time.
All right, and lastly, who do you have to thank to get you on the 3rd step of that podium tonight?
On board sponsoring the summer series or the truck series here in the summer series. Gotta thank Lincoln Tech for putting their name on the number 27, and then all the other partners, Save 22, Jam Printing and Promotions, Above the Yellow Line, Sim Motion, Marconi Setup Shop for supplying their setups in the spring and fall series. And last but not least, I can't thank my beautiful wife and my wonderful kids for allowing me to have the time to come out and have fun with you guys.
Yes, sir. An awesome list of people, and very grateful, all of us, for having you out here as well. Thank you for your time, Jake.
You're welcome, man. Y'all have a good one.
Yes, sir.
Well, that rounded out our podium finishes. A great race, almost a green flag, except for the first 2 cautions and the first couple of laps. What an awesome race! Next week we're going to Legacy Charlotte. As a matter of fact, looking at the schedule here, Legacy Charlotte, that's going to be a lot of fun. As you mentioned before, I was kind of surprised that Barrett Morton says he's never ran the Legacy Charlotte, and he's kind of right. It's just a bumpier Charlotte, but man, that track is fun.
Yep, it's an older layout, and after Legacy Charlotte marks the halfway point in our summer schedule. We get a week break for the 4th of July, and then we come back raring to go at Kentucky.
Yeah, and then right after Kentucky, we got Gateway, which Gateway, it's another one of those tracks that's very similar to Loudon here, just a little bit slower. So I imagine we'll see a similar race. So, and then we go to the road course and we wrap it up with Fontana. So awesome season so far. Looking forward to the rest of it. So
yes, sir,
tonight,
I can't wait.
Yeah, neither can I. So anyway, with that said, we want to thank Invets for this title sponsor of this series. That's helping vets in Indiana. Also brought to you by Lincoln Tech, putting your potential to work. And also brought to you by Save 22. If you're struggling, let's talk about it. So for everyone at V-Speed, it's been a blast broadcasting tonight. I'm Ken Huber.
I'm Jacob Blanky.
And everyone have a great rest of your weekend.